Welcome again to Ask Uncle Lee, and I'll say it every week. If you've got any questions, anything you want a different perspective on, different viewpoint, anything you're trying to figure out, just drop that into the comments to one of the Ask Uncle Lee videos, and I will add it to the list. Alright, so let's get going for today. Welcome to my channel. You are entering the world of magic and mysticism with your host, Lee W. Johnson. Keep the lights on and help improve the channel by becoming a supporter for just $2.99 per month. Hit the join button. Alright, first question. I'll just push myself in the right direction here. First question of today's three. Let me go. This is from Tamara 6887. I'm just going to go over here. Hi Uncle Lee. Hello. Can you give your recommendations on what can be done to penetrate a hoodoo influence working on a stubborn target? The morning after the working, the target complained of waking up 3 times to disturbing dreams. The first dream being a scene of trying to escape from a samurai battlefield. Following that, the intention of the working did not manifest. What would be the magician's next steps? Dismantle the working and start again, or add some more elements and intention to the original working elements? Thank you. Alright, so first of all, what I would do in any working is check what you did. Go back into your journal and check things like planetary alignments, the phase of the moon, what the weather was like that day. All of these things can affect you and your magic. So, definitely go and check what the circumstances were surrounding the magic at that particular time, and if anything could have affected you. And then take apart the actual working itself. See if there were any elements which you could have changed, you could have improved on, whatever. And then, yes, I would actually dismantle it and start again. You can maybe try something different, or you can do the same thing again and just, improve, enhance, whatever it is. Depending on what results you actually find when you go and have a look at your journal and the timing that you actually did it. It could have been, a weird planetary hour combination with the planetary day of the week or something like that. It could have been that it was one of the standard void of course moons. We can still do magic during those times, but depending on what sign it was moving from and into, it could have affected it some way. And you were in that void of course period at that particular time when you're doing the working, and it could have affected it somehow. So just have a look at all those things, see if there's anything that could have, just decreased the effects, as it were. And if you do find something like that, then try it again. At a different timing. Just make sure that your timing's different and better, and try it again. And you can do that exactly the same way then and see what effects you get then. If you still get the same effects, then not very good, then dismantle everything and just try something different. What you could do to increase working of any kind is something like something within sympathetic magic, like puppets or baby dolls. If you are working hoodoo, you're probably more familiar with the term baby doll. Or do something like the mirror box. I did do a review of a book. We should now be in August. I pre-record these, so I'm trying to remember what date this will actually go live. But yeah, I did a review of a book about mirror box work, spell work, the end of July. So maybe go and have a look at that. That's a fantastic possibility, because with these, with puppets and with the mirror box, what you're doing is you kind of like, whatever you do to the tool, whether it's the doll or the mirror box, whatever you do to it kind of like gets enhanced tenfold to the actual person. So if you are, as an example, within Poppet Magic, if you have yourself as a puppet and you give yourself $1, it'll become $10 in reality. That type of thing. Just an example, really, but that type of thing. So it's increased. So mirror box in this case would probably be a good thing. You can take what you did, if it's small enough to actually put in a mirror box, or you're able to put it in a mirror box. You can actually take what you did and put it in a mirror box in order to enhance or increase the flow of energy, because the mirrors then bounce the energy around and it just increases. You could try that. Those would be my suggestions anyway. But definitely go back and check timing. Check if it was a weird type of timing between the moon phase, the planetary hour, and the planetary day, all of those type of things. See if you were in a void of course moon at the time, and see where you can improve from what you did previously. And that's it's all about experimentation and definitely journaling. This is why journaling becomes important, is because you can now go back in your records and you can check the exact time you started the working, and maybe you record the time that you ended the working if it's a long working, for instance. But usually, if you start at a particular time, you can then pinpoint, go back in records, and you can pinpoint what the planetary hour was on that day, etc., etc., etc. So you can go back and check all the records and things like that. So definitely journal if you're not journaling. Okay, I think that answers that one anyway. Let's go to the next one. So the next question is from Cosmic Enigma 6660. Question: it's recommended to meditate in the mornings. If I have a poor night's sleep, I find it hard to get up and motivate myself to do the daily practice. This morning I got up at 5 a.m, did the daily practice, went back to bed and didn't wake up till 10 a.m. Is it detrimental to the practice at different times of the day? Not really. It's not detrimental. But what you'll find is that there's a lot of elements here which you may want to consider. Firstly, different people prefer to meditate at different times. I like to do it in the mornings. Other people prefer to do it in the evenings. Mornings is always better for me. I'm up, I'm fresh, it's a new day, it's a new start, get going type of thing. That's my kind of attitude. Other people, it's different. They're going to have a completely different experience. They're going to prefer meditating in the evenings because they're now end of the day, they can now relax and they can now meditate. So different strokes for different folks. But there are some aspects that you might want to consider. From things like a Hindu perspective, where we have these cycles that we go through, or the energy goes through on a daily basis. We have a particular energy between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. that is very, very good for spiritual work, for doing meditation and all sorts of spiritual work, which is usually why I like to take a shower early in the morning, and I do a cleansing shower, physical and cleansing shower. So as the water is washing over me between those hours of 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., it's that sattvic energy that we kind of washes over, and it's cleansing and it's fulfilling, and it's got a lot of good aspects to it. So there's that. So there's the energy, not just in your own body, but in the earth, in the world around you. All of these energies go through cycles as well, through the day, through the week, through the month, through the year, etc., etc., etc. So, trying to tap into those particular energies and get the most benefit you can out of them is also an aspect you can consider. So that's another reason why you might want to meditate early morning. But yeah, a lot of people do have difficulty getting up. Some people, their work schedule doesn't allow it. They get to bed quite late, therefore waking up early is not an option. So it all depends on your own schedule, how you feel, when you prefer to do this work. So yeah, just take all of those things into consideration. If you are somebody who can get up very early and go back to sleep and wake up a bit later in the day, and you can get up for an hour maybe and do some kind of meditation and then go back to sleep. And it's a great time to practice lucid dreaming. That you've kind of woken yourself up enough. You've had your core sleep for the night, so you've got your energy reserves back. And then you've woken yourself up enough that when you go back to bed, you're not just going to fall straight back into a deep sleep. So you fall into this light sleep, and it's great for lucid dreaming. So if you want to practice that, great. Then go back to bed for like another hour and a half, 90 minutes, so you complete another sleep cycle, and then get up after that. It's something I enjoy doing every now and again, just to practice lucid dreaming. Anyway, so yeah, anytime, but lots of other things you might want to consider as beneficial for that. Okay, so next question is from Carmenanti5865. Love spells, yes or no? We can make them work without bad results. I'm going to say no, generally. There are particular love spells you can do which are fine. I mean, if you're going to do some kind of working to attract your ideal partner into your life, that's a love spell, but it's general. It's not targeted at a specific person. When you start targeting people, that's when things start getting a bit wonky and bad. The result usually is that everything's hunky-dory, the person comes into your life and they love you, and now you're all happy and you love them back, and then 6 months down the line they are so obsessive that you cannot go out the front door without them following you. They track your phone, they track your every movement, they track whoever you speak to. They'll probably go and beat the crap out of people just because they said hello to you. It gets to a point where it gets ridiculous and it gets unsafe, and that's the problem. That's when things become problematic. And a lot of people who do this type of work, I don't do love spells, specifically targeted love spells. I will do what I call a true love spell, when I will attract your ideal partner into your life. Just kind of puts up a beacon so that they can actually see you and you can see them, type of thing. But targeted love spells I won't do. A lot of workers will, because they know the person's going to come back in a few months' time and say, help me. And then they can just get more money. So yeah, it's a great way of making money, but my conscience does not allow that. Anyway, so yeah, what usually happens with a targeted love spell is it becomes a whole load of shit. The person just becomes so obsessive that it becomes absolutely, completely dangerous. And a lot of people will say, yeah, they can handle that. Not when they finally get there. When they are being beaten up because they spoke to a particular person. When they have no freedom because they are being watched so closely. They are being followed around. It's abuse. It becomes abuse, and severe abuse. And that's why I just say I stay clear of love spells, targeted love spells, and tell everybody else to stay clear of targeted love spells. I just think they're a bad idea. And personally, I wouldn't want anybody in my life who I have forced or caused to love me, because then it's false. It's not true. It's, I've made it that way, and I would always be asking myself, do they really love me? Because I'll never know, ever know. Even if the spell wears off, there's still going to be a question of, has it worn off? I caused this. So, that's just something I wouldn't even bother with myself. But anyway, my personal opinion. It's not going to be everybody's opinion, obviously. But that's my opinion. All right. And I think that's it for the week. That's our 3 questions for today. So let me just push myself, make sure I go back in the right direction. There we go. Okay, and stick around for next week. We are going to have another 3 questions, and keep the questions coming. I don't want to run out. I sometimes get to a point where I start to panic because I've got like a few questions left, and if I don't get more, I don't know what to do after this. So make sure the questions keep coming in the comments and I'll add them to the list. Okay, thanks for watching and thank you for the questions. I'll see you next week. Cheers for now. Bye bye.